Hi guys, Mike Likeneric, Movement is Life. It is Tuesday morning and Tuesday morning is double tap. Anyway, as promised, I said yesterday in my video when I announced the opening of Group Alpha for the conference in January, I was going to talk and explain what M.A.B.A.M is. Okay, M.A.B.A.M is an acronym in Hebrew, IDF, military acronym, that stands for M.A.B.A.M Milchamot. Okay, I'm going to explain how it works in the IDF. Okay. There is my time and there's the new time, so I'm going to kind of connect them together as well. Okay. Long time ago, not long time ago, a few years ago, I was at Georgia Tech in Atlanta, and I came to do a seminar for Agana Atlanta for Misha, and Misha took me on a tour to Georgia Tech where he worked at the moment with the robotics, and introduced me to exchange student. I think it was German or something like that. I nicknamed him Schwarzenegger because he had that thick accent. And he ended up doing my seminar the next day at the Judo Atlanta club where Agana Atlanta was running from. And he went up to Misha and said, well, I'm totally confused. How come Mike would know these things, these techniques? Because at that time, Brock asked for technique on airplanes, security on airplanes. Like if somebody comes with a knife and we use the mats that were on the wall as like close quarter, like in an airplane, this and that. And because I did a course long time ago for one of the military units in that area on buses, so Brock says, let's do something for hijacking, airplane hijacking, this and that. So that German student, exchange student, or whatever the hell his name was, I nicknamed him Schwarzenegger, said, well, I'm totally confused. Why would Mike even know these things? Wasn't he in a missile unit, anti-tank missile unit? He's supposed to be able just to fight T-72s. Okay, T-72 is a Russian tank that the Arabs use, the Syrians specific. And I had to kind of like, I smirked. I didn't answer it because I was like, I'm not getting into explaining that, it's going to take too long. So here we are a few years later. I'm going to explain what M.A.B.A.M is. Okay, this is how it works in Israeli Special Forces. Okay, every infantry brigade in Israel has 3 special forces: Sayeret, Orev, and Khan. And then there's a specialty special forces that's on top of it. Like for Golani for many years, it was Egoz. For the paratroopers for many years, it was Duvdevan. For Givati for many years, it was Rimon, what used to be Samson, but the commando brigade now took those units and made their own brigade. So basically, the Golani brigade lost the Egoz, the paratrooper lost the Duvdevan, and Givati lost Rimon, and now they're all working with the commando brigade, which is designed to fight Hezbollah and ISIS in Syria, blah blah blah. Okay, but basically every infantry brigade has 3 special forces. Okay. Those 3 special forces specialize in one thing more than other things. Like my unit, we're an anti-tank unit. Okay, so we shot TOW missiles. Okay, those TOW missiles have two objectives. One in wartime and one in M.A.B.A.M time. M.A.B.A.M time is M.A.B.A.M Milchamot. M.A.B.A.M Milchamot in Hebrew means the time in between wars. Okay, there's actual war, conventional warfare, like the 6-day war, the Yom Kippur war, blah, blah, blah. And then there's in between, like what's happening right now on the fence in Gaza every Friday. That's not war, that's in between war. That's M.A.B.A.M. Okay, so basically, every special forces unit is designed to be able to fight M.A.B.A.M and specialize in their one thing in case an all-out war breaks out. Okay, that's why Yechidot Miyuchadot, or special forces of those infantry units, go through many training modules. They don't only do that one thing that they're designed to do. Okay, for an example, I explained that before, but I'm going to go real fast. Every Israeli Special Forces goes through 6 months infantry boot camp, either Golani, Givati, or paratroopers. Okay, and like Garrett and Morty first did 6 months infantry boot camp in the Tzalchanim. I did in Golani. After that, you go through Maslul. Maslul is 6 months more training of little modules of courses. קורס ניווטים בצפון, קורס ניווטים בדרום, קורס חבלה, קורס זה, קורס זה. It's all kinds of little modules, 1 week or 2 weeks courses. And then at the end, you have your specialty course, which usually takes 3 to 4 weeks, depending on which course you are. Like, for example, Duvdevan does course Lotar at the end. We did course Kavanei Orev, anti-missile guidance system by Beersheba. Okay, so basically, we are all multitask special forces for in-between wars. Okay, that's what M.A.B.A.M is. Now, what's unique about M.A.B.A.M, M.A.B.A.M changes. Okay, in other words, in my time, Orev Golani was attached to Gdud 13, to battalion number 13. That's why it's my favorite number, number 13. Okay, the Sayeret was attached to Gdud 51, Abokeh Arishon, the 51st battalion, and the Khan was attached to Gdud Barak, which is the Barak battalion, which is lightning, is battalion number 12. Okay, each one of us were attached to one of those battalions. Okay. It's not like this anymore. Okay, like I said, it used to be my time and used to be now. Now there's Gatzarim. Gatzar Golani or Gatzar Tzanchanim or Gatzar Givati is they made a battalion of all the the 3 special forces. And they now go and do their own training together. In other words, when I was in Orev, I didn't do training with Sayeret. I didn't do training with Khan. I did my own thing. We did our own modules in Maslul. But only when we were done, we sat at Shraga. Shraga is the garrison headquarters of the Golani Brigade Special Forces. It's somewhere in Israel, blah, blah, blah. Only then we interacted with the other units. Okay, now what they did is they created Gatzarim and they all do training together, and only at the end they do the special training. Why? Because M.A.B.A.M changed. And in the last Gaza war in 2014, Gatzar Golani went in. Okay, and those 3 special forces act as a battalion into a war. Okay, so because M.A.B.A.M changes, it changes with what the enemy is doing. In my time, the first Intifada, it was all stabbings. Okay, now it's different. Everything's different. Okay, now there's the issue of kidnapping soldiers. My time, there was not that issue, or at least it was not as high of an issue. Okay, because in the second Intifada in Gaza, they realized when they were cleaning up the bodies of the dead soldiers after there was Ason Anagmash, when one of the APCs blew up and the IDF came and for hours picked up little pieces of bodies of IDF soldiers, Hamas realized, wow, look how much effort they're putting into picking up pieces of dead bodies. Imagine how much effort they would go if we kidnap soldiers and for live bodies, okay? And basically the M.A.B.A.M changed. M.A.B.A.M is basically evolving guerrilla warfare. In other words, it's evolving asymmetric guerrilla warfare. Little by little, the enemy learns to counteract your tactics. And then he has to, like we say, necessity is mother of all inventions. Okay, they need to constantly invent new tactics, like now the kites, and make fires. Okay, that's a new tactic. Okay, so M.A.B.A.M is the evolution of asymmetric warfare. Because of that, the Israelis have to constantly come up with better tactics, like Almanat Kash, Tzir Lachatz. There's all kinds of like tactics that we have to use to counter the evolution of asymmetric warfare, which is basically guerrilla warfare. So in the last 2 years, Agana has been working hard at developing the LOZ program. LOZ stands for Lochama Zeira. It is different than Lotar. Lotar is the counter-terrorist program of the IDF, and the specification of that is hostage rescue. Okay, if you do Kurs Lotar, the essence of Lotar is hostage rescue. Okay, so if there's a hostage scenario anywhere in Israel, they'll bring a team Lotar in. It doesn't matter from what unit it is, a team Lotar will do the work. Loz is Lochama Zeira, is what has been happening in Lebanon for decades, okay? And that's more of like a Golani brigade like method, and it's more like, it's basically related to Lashab. Lashab is Lechama B'Shetach Banui. That's what I did in my time, and then little by little, Loz was more developed and this and that. And so M.A.B.A.M is a curriculum within Loz, okay? The M.A.B.A.M for America is different than what's going on in Israel. We're dealing here now with active shooters. So Agana, or me, or we as a team, like specific people, and mostly me, have developed a curriculum how to counter that. Okay, basically, like, okay, specific active shooters, or there's more issues here in South Florida with home invasions. Okay, so the M.A.B.A.M program is basically counter asymmetric warfare against the manipulation of criminals and terrorists into trying to do evil. Okay, that's basically what the M.A.B.A.M program is in Haganah. It originated in Israel. Now you know what the term means. It's Double Tap Tuesday. I hope that helps people understand what it is. In 2019, I'm going to deploy my M.A.B.A.M curriculum for my US students here. It starts, there's a small group that is starting it in end of October in Pennsylvania. It's a private group that Ed Duplessis put together. There's I think there's 6 or 7 of them that are doing it. And then it's going to be also spearheaded at the conference at Group Alpha here with the 20 people that sign up for that. So basically at the conference, we're going to do the dry fire of it. I'm going to explain the tactics of it, the logistics of it. And then you have the base to do the live fire at the farm with Lockwood later on in 2019 when I actually come up with the M.A.B.A.M live fire course. M.A.B.A.M is done with either Glocks, Uzis, or Tavors. It doesn't really matter which weapon you use. It's a principal method and you can deploy it with any of those weapons. However, with the Glocks, it will be done with reflex sights on the Glocks. It's not iron sights on the Glocks. It's basically, me and Sap have been playing with it and experimenting with it. A lot of law enforcement agencies are switching to the reflex sights on the Glocks. When we went to do the SWAT teams in Georgia, they all had it on. So we've been experimenting with it. I actually like it a lot. It's much better than just iron sights. So if M.A.B.A.M can be deployed either with Glocks, either with Uzis, or either with Tavors, but each one of those weapons have reflex sights on it. So very exciting for Haganah, Loz M.A.B.A.M for 2019. I hope this clarifies a little bit what it is. It is the double tap of Tuesday. Why double tap? There used to be my time. It was done through the battalions separately. Now it's done through Qatar. It's much more organized in Israel. It's much more like used to be my time. Okay, something's happening in Lebanon and Bekaa Valley. Which unit we have over there? Well, we have Orev Golani. They're sitting in Beaufort. Okay, well, we need them to do that. Okay, well, send, and they would come to the Beaufort with choppers, some generals, and say, all right, we need a handful of your best warriors because we're going to go do that, and you guys are not used to do that, but you're the only special forces in this area, so you guys are going to do that. I did a couple of those missions behind enemy lines, and it was, I'm not going to give basic logistics on it, but basically they came, they said, give me a few people, and we went, and it had nothing to do with TOW missiles. So that was my time. Today in Israel, in the IDF, they evolved and they created the Gatzarim, and now because that happened a lot in the field, that all of a sudden they had to do something in between wars and that's not related. So now it's much more organized. In my time it was like, just give me your best 5 guys, we need them. Okay, now it's like complete teams are ready to go because the curriculum is much more organized. Double tap, my time, pure guts and glory. Today, much more organized. Gatzar Golani, Orev Golani, M.A.B.A.M, laws, this, that, blah, blah, blah. 2019 is at the doorstep for Haganah people. It's going to be a great year. Movement is live. Tuesday morning, double tap.